What if I told you that the long-awaited moment the world's been whispering about, the reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar, may finally be closer than ever before? That after decades of waiting, speculation, and endless promises, we may now be standing at the threshold of history being made. This isn't rumor. This isn't recycled hope. Something real may be unfolding, and tonight, we're diving deep into everything you need to know. Welcome back to Iraqi Dinar News Today, where we bring you truth, clarity, and perspective on the stories shaping Iraq's financial future. So buckle up, because this update might just be the most significant one we've covered yet. Chapter 1. A night that shook the dinar world in what can only be described as a seismic shift in the global financial conversation. One of the most trusted voices in the dinar community, Frank26, dropped a bombshell that's still echoing across social media. During a live broadcast that left thousands of listeners stunned, Frank revealed that Iraq's long-anticipated currency reinstatement, the one investors have been waiting for, may have officially entered its final phase. According to Frank, sources inside both Iraqi and U.S. banking circles have confirmed that internal processes are complete, and the Central Bank of Iraq, working directly with Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani and the International Monetary Fund, has finished setting the framework for Iraq's new exchange rate. And here's the headline that sent shockwaves across the community: a potential reinstatement rate of $3.22 per Iraqi dinar. That number, $3.22, isn't random. It's historical. It's emotional. And for millions who have held onto this currency for years, it feels like the past and present are finally coming full circle. Chapter 2. Why $3.22 matters. Before 1990, before the sanctions and wars and chaos, the Iraqi dinar was strong. Back then, its value hovered around $3.22, a symbol of national pride, oil wealth, and economic independence. To hear that same figure being whispered again in 2025, it's like a spark of hope reigniting a dream long thought impossible. Frank explained that his contacts inside the central bank have confirmed that new digital systems, fully integrated with the international SWIFT network, are live and tested. These systems, linked to major U.S. banks, have reportedly been conducting limited internal transactions using that very same reinstatement rate. Now, it's important to note, these transactions aren't visible on public Forex platforms yet. But according to insiders, this testing phase represents the final preparatory step before the official global launch. In other words, the machinery is running. The countdown has begun. Chapter 3. The banking world reacts. What truly turned heads was Frank's claim that several international banks, including Chase, Wells Fargo, and HSBC, have now received updated rate sheets containing placeholder figures for the Iraqi dinar. Now, these figures aren't public, they're internal. But the fact that they even exist suggests a level of coordination the world hasn't seen since the early 2000s. One insider reportedly said, "We've never seen this much synchronization between Iraq and the international banking system before. Everything's in place. The infrastructure is ready. It's just waiting for the switch to flip." Let that sink in. After years of rumor, speculation, and false starts, the global banking network might finally be aligned with Iraq's next chapter. Chapter 4. More than numbers, it's about national rebirth. Frank's voice wasn't just analytical. It was emotional, because this isn't simply about exchange rates, it's about identity. He reminded everyone that this process represents Iraq's rebirth as a sovereign nation. Think about it. Years of economic reforms, anti-corruption crackdowns, currency smuggling investigations, and inflation control measures have led to this. Iraq has connected its banking infrastructure to global digital systems, launched fintech reforms, and stabilized its monetary base, all building toward one singular goal: regaining financial independence. This isn't a currency event, Frank said. This is a national rebirth. And maybe that's what makes this moment so powerful. It's not just numbers on a screen. It's pride, legacy, and the promise of a new beginning. Chapter 5. Timing is everything. Frank also hinted that the timing of this possible move is not random. He believes Iraq's leadership may be strategically aligning the revaluation to strengthen diplomatic partnerships, attract investment, and signal to the world that Iraq is open for business. Sources close to Baghdad suggest that the central bank may issue a public statement soon, possibly within days, discussing Iraq's economic modernization and digital transformation. And the urgency doesn't stop there. According to Frank's U.S. Contacts: the Treasury Department has been in active coordination with Iraqi officials for the past 48 hours, holding private meetings in both Amman and Washington. Frank described these discussions as the final handshake moments before activation. In his words, this isn't preparation, this is execution readiness. Chapter 6. Signs of change begin to surface as his broadcast went viral. Iraqi dinar holders around the world began making calls to banks, dealers, and private exchange groups, searching for any tangible sign of movement. Some users claimed that small fluctuations appeared briefly on Forex terminals, only to disappear moments later. Frank explained that this is often a telltale sign of rate testing, when systems synchronize global currency data before launch. Meanwhile, Telegram channels, Facebook groups, and online forums exploded with activity. After years of false alarms, this time felt different, coordinated, credible, and unusually quiet from official channels. Frank's message was clear. Stay calm, stay prepared. When it happens, it won't be rumor, it will be reality. He urged dinar holders to double-check their identification, organize documentation, and be ready for possible exchange notifications. Some even believe that redemption centers in the U.S. have been quietly instructed to remain on standby this weekend, another possible sign of imminent movement. Chapter 7. The delay that made sense. Frank then dropped another revelation. The revaluation could have happened weeks ago. So why hasn't it? Because, according to his sources, Iraq and its partners wanted to ensure a synchronized international rollout, avoiding premature leaks, speculative chaos, or uneven rate exposure. They don't want panic, Frank said. They want stability. He compared it to a rocket launch. Everything looks calm until the final countdown begins. Then, in an instant, the entire world changes. Chapter 8. The symbolism of $3.22. Let's talk again about that number, $3.22. Frank described it as more than just math. It's a message. By choosing that figure, Iraq is symbolically declaring, "We are back, we are strong, and we remember who we were." That rate reflects Iraq's former economic glory, a restoration of national dignity. Choosing a lower number might have been easier. But Iraq's decision to aim high sends a statement of power and pride to the world. And Frank believes this is only the beginning. Once the rate stabilizes, future adjustments upward could follow, depending on oil exports, trade digitization, and reserve growth. Chapter 9. Local confirmation reports soon started emerging from inside Iraq. While local media didn't confirm the exact rate, several television networks began referencing upcoming monetary reform announcements. One senior member of Iraq's parliament reportedly said, "The people will soon see the fruits of our economic discipline." That one sentence, "the people will soon see," lit up social media like wildfire. Could this be the prelude to the official reveal? Chapter 10. Analysts weigh and economists outside Iraq began analyzing Frank's claims. Some said the scenario sounds increasingly plausible, citing Iraq's record-breaking foreign reserves, ongoing IMF praise for fiscal reform, and the country's rapid digital banking modernization. Others urged caution, reminding everyone that until an official central bank statement is released, any rate discussion remains speculative. But even skeptics admit, the alignment between Iraq's economic progress, U.S. coordination, and IMF involvement is hard to ignore. Something big is clearly moving behind the scenes. Chapter 11. The human side, and maybe that's what makes this story so emotional. Frank closed his broadcast not with data, but with heart. He spoke about Iraqi families who have endured decades of instability, living through inflation, war, and uncertainty, all while clinging to the hope that their nation would one day stand tall again. He described parents in Baghdad who still hold onto old dinar notes, not for money, but for memory, a symbol of a time when Iraq's economy was strong and its people believed in their currency. This, Frank said softly, is about justice. It's about restoration. It's about giving back the power to the people who never gave up. Chapter 12. The calm before the storm. As Frank's stream ended, his final words lingered in the air. When this happens, it'll start quietly, but once it begins, it'll move fast. Those words echoed across forums and chat groups. Screenshots of alleged rate sheets, leaked memos, and digital platform updates began circulating online. Were they real? Maybe, maybe not. But the timing and the energy made the community feel something different this time: momentum. Private chat groups began tracking regional bank activity, monitoring terminals, and preparing for the possible moment when the rate appears live. And as night fell, one thing was certain: the world was watching. Chapter 13. History in motion. Even the harshest skeptics can feel it. The rhythm has changed. For years, talk of the RV was met with doubt, jokes, and disbelief. But now, the tone is shifting. The precision of Frank's words, the confidence in his delivery, and the corroboration from multiple independent sources all point toward something tangible. Maybe, just maybe, we're watching the first chapter of Iraq's financial rebirth unfold right in front of our eyes. Chapter 14. What comes next? Will the reinstatement rate of $3.22 go live this weekend? No one can say for certain. But what we can say confidently is that the pieces are all in motion. Iraq's reforms are complete. The digital systems are live. International coordination is visible. And for the first time in decades, the world's financial eyes are on Baghdad. The waiting, as Frank said, is almost over. Chapter 15. The final words as we close tonight's coverage. Let's step back and remember what this moment really represents. This isn't just a story about exchange rates or profits. It's about a nation reclaiming its place. It's about ordinary citizens inside and outside Iraq who held faith when everyone else lost it. For them, this isn't speculation. It's vindication. So wherever you are, whether you've been following this journey for months or for decades, take a deep breath. History doesn't always announce itself with fanfare. Sometimes it whispers before the roar, watch the banks, watch Iraq. And as Frank said, watch the moment when history breathes again. And that's it for tonight's coverage here on Iraqi Dinar News Today, your trusted source for insight, analysis, and truth behind Iraq's evolving financial story. If you found this update valuable, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next major update. Until next time, stay informed, stay hopeful, and as always, thank you for watching Iraqi Dinar News Today. Disclaimer: the information provided on Iraqi Dinar News Today is for educational and informational purposes only. We do not provide financial, investment, or trading advice. All content shared on this channel is based on publicly available data and personal opinions. Viewers are advised to do their own research and consult a licensed financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Iraqi Dinar News Today is not affiliated with any government agency, bank, or financial institution.